today we got a really interesting video. I just pulled up to the Crashoutboys headquarters. Maybe you saw it in the last video, maybe not, but we got a garage now. And got the E36, E30, the Subi. And this is today's video. We got this Chaser, fully built drift car. You have to do the clutch on it because it's slipping a lot. So that's what we're doing today. I wish that this video would be called I bought my dream car, but this is the owner right here.
Hi.
And he won this car actually in the UK. If you want to tell a quick backstory.
The backstory was like I just saw an ad on Insta for this game from Monkey London, and then I just thought, why not? Because I mean, if you don't win, you would barely lose anything. One tip: if you ever win a car from him, don't let him drive. He almost got us arrested, but that is a story for a different time.
Yeah, so this is the Chaser that he won, and he drove it all the way back to Switzerland. And I saw it on Instagram that he won, and I texted him because, as most of you know, this is my absolute dream car. So I just texted him to come look at it and went and checked it out. And then it turned out that he needed space for the car, and I just rented this workshop. So now the car is here. And like I already said, today we're doing the clutch on this. And since he's such a nice guy, he's gonna let me drive it next week at Selisberg. So I'm gonna try and drift this thing, even though I'm a complete beginner, so I'm a little bit nervous, but we're gonna do the clutch now, go for a quick test drive maybe. And then if I'm confident enough, I'm gonna try and drift this next week. Quickly about the workshop, I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the other video, but this is the workshop. We got the compact, which I'm taking out the engine right now. We got a little car lift here, and yeah, we're gonna set up some tire machines there, maybe a second like smaller lift here, and we got parking spaces outside, whatnot. So yeah, let's get to this. Took off the side skirts already so we can fit the lift under, and then we're gonna start doing the clutch. We have this new performance clutch set, whole thing, everything laid out. And with this, it should be able to handle the 450 horsepower.
Yeah, this thing handles like 1,200 Newton meter, this clutch.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the 500-ish Newton meter disc car makes should be handled.
So it's
well
450 horsepower.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So should be able to handle, because now it's slipping as soon as the turbo kicks in. So
yeah,
we're gonna put in a new clutch and then try it out. As you can tell, this car was once in Russia and built by some Russian guys, but it doesn't look all too bad.
not really.
Well, transmission oil is going out, and I think that was a good decision to buy new transmission oil.
Yeah. I mean, transmission oil should be clear. It's kind of clear, but it's also very sparkly.
It's very shiny. Alright, so a little game plan. We took off the exhaust. We're letting out the transmission oil right now. And then we can loosen the transmission, take it out, and then try to put in the new clutch set and see if everything fits. Alright, we're not giving up, but we're stopping for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Transmission is still not out because there's a like a small shaft at the top that has to slide out, and we haven't got it out yet. But progress is here, and tomorrow the new clutch is gonna be in, hopefully. So yeah. Next morning.
I just used the crowbar and then we hammered it in until we got the pin on this upper pin here loose, because this one is really rusted. Yeah. Now I'm gonna remove this plate so I can take off the whole clutch back, and then we can go and install the new one. Okay, I finally got the old clutch out. This is the old one, and over here we have the whole new clutch, even with the whole conversion kit from pull to push style. And this is important for me because I worked on many pull type clutches lately and I just don't really like them, because the pull type clutch is like the main bearing for the clutch is it sits on top of the springs, and then to disengage the clutch, you just push down on it. So it's a pretty simple system. And on a pull type, to disengage the clutch, it has to pull the main bearing out. So with the new conversion kit, future work will be way easier. Also, a new part about this clutch is like the old one also was like the had metal clutch surfaces for the clutching power, but you can see the springs in the middle and the special kind way they were put together, so it is all like one piece, the middle piece. It's a way more economy spec clutch because the springs are for vibration dampening, and yeah, it's good for like street cars, but if you really want to go into racing, like the non-dampened one are just way better. This is like the go-to clutch for race cars. Also, like both of these are multi-layer clutches, because you have multiple discs instead of just one. This is good for the for heat dissipation and also to minimize wear, because like you can spread it across more surface, and especially with the metal type clutches that have pieces cut out of them for heat dissipation reasons. It's way better for a longer lasting clutch. So after some problems, I finally got the old flywheel out. It's this one, and here is the new one in comparison. You can see it's a way lighter one. You can also really feel the weight difference, because the new one is just like, you can just basically use this as a frisbee. Also, here is now the inner surface. Normally you should change the main seal here, this ring out here, because this is really prone to leak. Okay, I got the new flywheel in. It's important because of these surfaces, they all have some kind of rust protection for the transport on them. Really important to get that off. Like you can see also, like, because I touched them, they are a little bit dirty here. All these surfaces must be perfectly clean. I got now everything just put in place. It's not yet screwed down, but I will soon do that. I now got everything aligned with the alignment tool here to the engine. This is very important to use that while installing, otherwise you will have problems. Okay, I finally got the clutch installed and torqued down here, just all the screws in a star pattern torqued. Now it's basically finished on this side, and now we start preparing the gearbox for the push style system. So now to the gearbox. Here we have the old gearbox with the old latch for the pull type clutch, and here we have all the parts for the conversion kit. Now the thing is, we're gonna remove this old thing here and replace it with this ball bearing, so we can put this new clutch fork in. This clutch fork is gonna sit in here like that, I think, and then the new cylinder is gonna sit on the outside here and not on the inside anymore. I installed the new bearing here. I torqued everything down, and now I put some grease onto the bearings itself and onto the shaft and the rear shaft where the main bearing will be. I put the main bearing and the clutch fork in. I put it onto the bearing over here, and now it's the clutch fork sticks out here, so we can put this plate over there like this. Then the clutch fork will look out of this space, and and we can put the new clutch cylinder onto these two little holes here.
Alright, we just lifted the transmission back in, and now we're just pulling it all together. And just put all the bolts back in.
Yes, sir. And after we put all these bolts in, we only have to fill the gearbox back up, and then we can go for a test drive.
Alright, so the transmission is in, new cylinder, and all the bolts are tightened. We got the drive shaft in again as well. And next step is to put on the exhaust, and then we gotta mount the last two screws that are all the way at the top. And we gotta do that from the top of the engine bay. And then we also have to put in transmission oil, and then we should be ready for the first test drive.
Oh yeah.
We got out all the air of the clutch system, so that should be good. Next step is to fill up the transmission oil, and then we'll start her up. What do you think about the Chaser?
Hell yeah! Dort hinten noch einen dran nehmen. Hier noch einen dran machen.
Oh yeah, good fitment on the E30. Get some good rims, please. Better rims.
And body kit.
Body kit and rims. This is the next project of Crashoutboys. Alright, oil is going into the transmission. And we're seeing an end. Exhaust is back on. Everything is plugged in. And let's take it down. Shabbat. Really crazy to see this thing in a Swiss town, like Swiss environment, and it fits really good. This is so unreal for me because I remember in Car X in 2020 I always drove a Chaser. Been my dream car forever, and to see this like at my garage and working on it, seeing the car from underneath and everything is crazy. So let's go for a test drive. Right, it shifts and it works, so far so good.